Hi everybody, welcome to our Tuesday TNT, coming to you from Chip Fair Lele Cafe down here at Thailand Beach in Panga. Now we've got another bus crash, another passenger bus crash with foreigners involved, a surprise visit from the Prime Minister to Suvarnabhumi Airport, and some comments from the Prime Minister about what's going on there at the moment. And astonishingly, we've also got the report of a resurrection, nothing short than a miracle here in Thailand. But we'll get started with this one, and if 1 or 2 days of Songkran wasn't enough for you, good news. Bangkok Post reporting World Songkran Festival set for 21 days in April. And the government will organise World Songkran Festival activities nationwide from April the 1st to the 21st, according to a government spokesperson. It says the World Songkran Festival would promote local Songkran traditions and activities. Its organisation would be the responsibility of cultural networks in the 76 provinces and in the 50 districts of Bangkok. Songkran's the traditional Thai New Year with nationwide celebrations normally on April the 13th to the 15th each year, and activities include offering alms to monks, pouring water over the palms of revered elders, cultural performances, and often raucous and somewhat infamous water splashing activities. I think for foreigners, the raucous activities are the best known part of Songkran. But of course, there are other dimensions, and now that UNESCO has recognised Songkran as a unique cultural event, it looks like the Thai government are going to pull out the stops and have a real party this year from the 1st to the 21st of April. Let's head to the airport and we go to the Khao English Facebook page. And tourists should have the opportunity to spend their time sightseeing and spending money instead of wasting it at the airport. And that quote from Seta Thavisin, the Prime Minister of Thailand, who made an apparent surprise visit at Suvarnabhumi Airport. Exactly how surprised it can be when you are the Prime Minister and he wanted to get access behind the, get into the immigration area and stuff. So I don't think it was that much of a surprise. Khao English reports that the PM evaluates the Suvarnabhumi issue with his own eyes. It says that he paid an unscheduled visit to Suvarnabhumi Airport yesterday morning to evaluate the situation and to examine the troubled immigration system. Previously, the biometric system had failed twice, causing problems with the automated channels and rendering them unusable. Obviously, when that happens, queues start piling up. And he said, I did not just want to hear reports, I want to see it for myself. We have the opportunity to improve our services in many areas, starting with IT systems, which is currently operated by several companies without any integration. This applies to both the backup system and the stability of the system. When the number of people increases, the system becomes slow. There's also a lack of immigration police officers. Well, some of those other issues might take a bit of time to sort out. As far as adding additional immigration officers, I think that could be done pretty quickly and easily. He added that during his inspection yesterday morning, he saw very long queues from passport control to baggage x-ray, and even when leaving the airport. Yeah, they've got a pretty well organised taxi system there at Suvarnabhumi, but when it gets busy, you can be waiting for at least half an hour to get a taxi. And he said there are two main problems. This is problems related to why we need to do these passport scans. People overstaying their visas and people wanted for crimes and trying to leave the country. And the Prime Minister said the government had already set KPIs, that's key performance indicators, that the entire process from queuing to stamping of passports should not take more than 30 minutes. Passengers should be able to collect their luggage and leave immediately. The cab system that picks up passengers should also be improved. Everything is part of the overall plan. Well, I think all this is well intended. The thing is that if you arrive at the same time of a whole lot of other aircraft, it's just going to take longer to get through the system. But if you luck it where maybe you're sitting near the front of the aircraft and you get off first, and there's not many other aircraft arriving at the same time, you'll zoom through the process and you'll wonder what all the fuss is about. And for departing passengers, the PM wants the process to take no longer than 2 hours. Currently, it takes up to 3 hours. If Thailand wants to promote tourism, the country must be considerate of tourists' time. And then that quote we mentioned earlier, and he said this is a good opportunity to improve Thai tourism. And just checking the top 5 countries with the most foreign tourists entering Thailand, this would be in January. And the numbers: China, Malaysia, South Korea, Russia and India. We've noted many times those numbers from Malaysia, which obviously include a lot of people coming over the southern border for perhaps only a weekend or even just a day. Now, we've got an amazing resurrection story to report very soon, but we'll go to this Calcite English Facebook page story and another bus crash. A passenger bus carrying 40 tourists from Ekamai, Bangkok, heading to Pattaya, collided with a container truck on Highway 7 between Bangkok and Maptaput, injuring 13 passengers. This happened yesterday afternoon. And the 13 injured included Chinese and Swedish visitors, as well as a Thai woman. It certainly looks like it hit that container truck pretty much head on. The exact circumstances of that particular story we don't know. But again, it's just another bus crash and foreigners being injured. Now, heading to our next story now, and this one taking up a lot of space in Thai social media. A lot of fuss about nothing, you might think, but let's see what, everybody's talking about. The Commerce Minister has instructed the Customs Department to come up with measures to stem the influx of cheap trousers with traditional Thai cat and elephant patterns. Now, these are the ubiquitous elephant pants that seem to be very popular with some tourists. I can't say that I've ever bought a pair, but they're just sort of flimsy, very thin cotton pants. And I think in most cases people use them for a couple of weeks, then just put them in the rubbish bin on their way out of the country. And the cat and elephant patterns are part of the government's Thai Soft Power campaign. And the minister said the copied versions of the cat and elephant trousers from China did not sport the exact copyrighted pattern and were far inferior quality. Now, over the years, I've seen hundreds of different patterns. I mean, they're all the same sort of style, but there's not just one pattern, there's hundreds of patterns. And so I have to find out, says the minister, how the copyright law can be used to protect the original products from these low-quality products from China. Elephant trousers, also known as Thai fisherman or Aladdin pants, are a popular souvenir from Thailand. The most common design features elephants, reflecting the significance of these majestic creatures in Thai culture. You can be pretty sure that 90% of the elephant pants being sold around the souvenir shops in the tourist magnet areas would certainly be coming from China at the moment, and the Thais buy them cheaply and then they sell them for not much more. The Bangkok Post reports Chinese-made elephant pants face import ban, and concern about this popular clothing item was raised on a Facebook page, Louis Chin and Shoot to China. And the Post on Sunday stated the pants that were sold on Chinese online shopping platforms were at least 10 times cheaper than here, starting at around 30 baht per piece at the wholesale rate. Usually once they get to the souvenir shops, they're costing around about 100 baht or so. Now, if they insist on having only the Thai-made elephant pants, not really sure if anybody's going to know much difference, but they might be costing 300, 400 or 500 baht per piece, and people probably wouldn't be buying them. Good coffee here at Chip Fair Lele. Also a big thank you to our sponsor 5 Star Marine at 5starmarinephuket.com. If you are coming to the Southern Islands, you're coming to Phuket, you want to head out and check out the islands around Phang Bay, then I can highly recommend 5 Star Marine. There's a link in the description below with a special discount. Also, you can go to their website and read about all their different destinations. Now, this next story is amazing, and it doesn't happen that often, obviously, when we have a resurrection, somebody dying and coming back to life, but here it is. And we found this on thetiger.com. Scottish woman's cliff plunge in Thailand sparks insurance debacle. Scott left hanging. And here's the horrifying news. An insurance company left a Scottish woman hanging after they refused to pay out after she plunged almost 20 metres to her death off a cliff on Koh Lanta Island in West Thailand. Well, firstly, very sad to hear about the lady's death there, and also Koh Lanta Island in West Thailand. Never heard this part of Thailand referred to as West Thailand, although we are on sort of the Andaman coast, the west side of the Isthmus of Kra. Now, let's go on with the story and see what happened. The Glasgow-born National Health Service nurse Kerry Hughes almost fell to her death after renting a scooter on the West Thailand island. Hang on, let's see. It says she fell to her death off a cliff. Well, something odd's going on here. Hughes faced further complications when she was moved to the mainland for additional treatment. It was here that she received the disheartening news that her insurance would not cover the hospital costs. Oh, well, surprise, she actually didn't die. I'm very glad for you, Kerry, and hope you recover quickly. But apparently she got very good hospital cover, but her insurance company refused to pay out. I had to put the cost of the transfer, that's from Koh Lanta to the mainland, onto my credit card before they'd transfer me. The scooter I hired looked like a scooter and was called a scooter when I hired it, but the insurance company classed it as a motorbike due to the engine size. I didn't even know the engine size when I hired it. Well, what are they refusing the insurance cover for? For her hospital costs because she happened to be riding a scooter, which she didn't have an accident on apparently, or that she fell from a cliff. But she said I had amazing care and treatment in Thailand, and for the doctor who treated me was very kind and understanding. Well, despite the resurrection not actually happening, some good news there for Thai hospitals. She's giving it the thumbs up. And the holiday before the accident was amazing, she said. Thailand is so beautiful and such a friendly place. I was having an amazing time island hopping before the accident. I met so many incredible people and did a scuba diving course on Phi Phi Island that I loved. Well, a completely confusing story there, and we do wish Kerry well as she recovers. But if you're wondering if it was written by an AI bot, this gives it away. On January 30, Hughes finally returned to Glasgow, marking the end of a challenging journey. Reflecting on her experience, she expressed profound gratitude for the assistance and support that helped her through this difficult time. I mean, journalists just don't write like that. And I mentioned 5 Star Marine, our sponsor, a bit earlier. This is one of the places they go to, voted very highly by Lonely Planet. I remember when I first came to Thailand, I went out and purchased a Lonely Planet about Thailand, and I think I opened the first page and it said, it used to be known as the Land of 1,000 Temples, now it's known as the Land of 1,000 7-Elevens. And this was pretty much the start of the 2000s. So that particular change in culture had already happened. But ThaiPBSWorld.com reporting that Maya Bay voted the world's 3rd best beach by Lonely Planet. And Maya Bay in Thailand's southern province of Phang, apparently in West Thailand, has been ranked the world's 3rd best beach by the Lonely Planet Travel Guide in its January edition. And of course, Maya Bay famous from the 2000 movie The Beach, starring Leonardo DiCaprio, and the movie's popularity has put Maya Bay, known locally as Ao Maya, on the world's tourist map, attracting around 6,000 tourists daily. Well, they did make some significant changes to Maya Bay, both during COVID and when it was closed down even before the COVID pandemic started. And that included stopping boats coming into the bay and making the boats arrive on the back of the island, and the people walk for about 10 minutes to arrive at the beach. And they were getting some 6,000 tourists before. They said they were going to limit it in the future, but I suspect that's not happening. And there we are, Maya Bay, and plenty of people there lining the beach, and they do arrive in that little crack at the back of the island, Koh Phi Phi Lay now, and no boats allowed into the bay. And the Thai Department of National Parks, Wildlife and Plant Conservation decided to close it in 2018 to allow the beach and its environment to recover. It was reopened in 2022, but with restrictions imposed, such as boats not being permitted to drop anchor in the bay and only 375 tourists being allowed on the beach in an hourly rotation. Yeah, I think you'll find a lot more people arriving each hour, certainly during the middle of the day. And the top two beaches in the world are the Pass at Byron Bay in Australia's New South Wales and Ipanema Beach in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. So what do you think? Did Lonely Planet get it right or not? Just thinking out of those beaches it mentioned, I probably wouldn't have put any of them in the top 10 of my choices of the best beaches in the world. Be interested to know what you think the best beach in the world is, or indeed the best beach in Thailand. Hopefully you know a bit more about things happening around Thailand now. Please subscribe to the channel, and we do look forward to seeing you again tomorrow.